we have to talk about this PSG situation, guys. Okay, so maybe somebody can explain this to me, why PSG has become a club where it seems like the people running it, and we made like an example of how well Chelsea is run and the people making the right decision, because running a club, right, it's not just about having the right coach, having the right players, but you have to have the right exactly. You have to the right people. You have to have the right people running the club, making the right decision with personnel, with coaches, with bringing the right players in, and not just bringing players that are just available and all that. PSG has been trying for the longest. They probably have more money than, and I'm sure you guys would agree, they probably have more money than anybody in club football as of right now in terms of how much money that they can spend, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea that they were able to sign all these players, and in the summer, they signed all these players on a free, right? And then they gave them huge contracts. And then they just threw them in there thinking that, let's get parched, let's put these players in, and it's just going to work. I do not think that there's any, when PSG is building a team, they don't put any thought into team building, right? They just spend money and be like, let's get him, he's available. Let's get him, he's available. And a whole bunch of individuals and thinking that it's going to make a team. This has been they haven't been able to run this club really well enough with the amount of resources and with the amount of talent that they have. Like being able to sack a coach like Tuchel, right? Being able to let Thiago Silva go because you think he's still on he was on his last leg. But at Chelsea, this dude is still elite, one of the best defenders in the world still at 37 or whatever. We were speaking about Ronaldo, how Ronaldo has been incredible at his age. I mean, for pound, depending on, if you compare a defender to what Ronaldo has been doing, that is as impressive as Thiago Silva has been, right? So all these decisions, that these people are making, it seems like Leonardo or Al Nassr. Like the face of the club, they seem to be able to, and there's a reason why Mbappe also wants to leave, because you don't there is something there. Like, what is the issue with PSG where they just can't get it right? It seems like they make the wrong decision year in and year out, and they miss the aspect of team building, right? That is required to win at the top level.
Yeah, so PSG, you see, the moment the Qataris came in to buy the club, right? They came to buy the club. They thought, they had money. They could sign whoever they wanted to sign. So they were signing the Cavani's, they were signing the Abramovic. They were signing all world-class players. But then what you have to understand is if you run in a club, in the dressing room, there's something called ego, right? So you sign all these stars, right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm Mbappe, if I'm Neymar, let's use the current crop of players. If I'm Mbappe, if I'm Neymar, if I'm Messi, I'm not tracking back and all of that. So I think that they focus on stars rather than focusing on certain aspects of the game, because you buying all these players, and then when you get on the pitch, for instance, sometimes when they get to the latter stages of the Champions League, let's say quarterfinals, round of 16, they always seem to bottle it when the pressure is on a high, whatever. I think it has to do with the dressing room, the people up there. I just don't know what it is, but it's just been the same thing year in, year out for the past, 8-9 seasons. Mm-hmm. So clearly, I don't think it has to do with the coach, because listen, you bring in what's his name? Ancelotti, right? Mm-hmm. He leaves, goes to Madrid, wins the Champions League. Okay? You bring in what's his name? TT. He leaves, goes away, wins the Champions League. They've brought in several coaches that leave and go do good in different clubs. So it's just clearly the decisions that is being made up there. It's just not the right path. I just don't know. But clearly the decision being made up there is not the right decision they're making. Because if, let's say, you claim as the coach, then it means when the coach leaves, he shouldn't be doing good. Like, for instance, let's use
it can't be the coach.
It's not the coach. That's what I'm saying.
And Yaga, before you finish, right? I do not want to hear, because, and I know what you're saying, it can't be the coach, because we've seen, like, nothing tells you how bad the club is that, like you said, the coach, as soon as the coach leaves, he goes and becomes successful somewhere else. That just shows you how bad the club is.
So clearly, right? It's not the coach. It's not the coach, and I don't think it's the players as well because, yes, I mean, for instance, they lost against the last time. After they lost the game, can you believe there are rumors that Nasser went looking for the referee, trying to blame the referee for what happened to Donnarumma? You clearly lost. Your defenders bottled the game. Don't blame other people. Instead of, I get it, Pochettino came out and he didn't want to blame the players, trying to blame the referee. Stop it. They bottled it. They've been doing this for even Unai Emery. He leaves, goes to win Europa League with Villarreal. So clearly, it's something going on. I just don't know what Leonardo and Arna said. They're not making the right decisions. That's what I have to say. And it's just the mentality of the players. Because I think when the pressure sets in, because they were 2-0 up, they thought they won the game, and then they started doing backflips and back hills and stuff like that. And you playing against a 13-time champion. You've won it already, but you've forgotten that you buttered when you were 4-0 up with because at that point Barca wasn't even the Barca we know. It was just a normal Barca team. So you guys, I think when they get to that stage, it's something. I just don't know. But it's just weird. For the past 9 seasons, it's just too much.
Honestly, like I think like there is an issue with like they don't have the right 11. Like they just seem like they're individuals, and I think they don't know how to build a team because like what you're saying, like Keylor Navas starts half the games, and then Donnarumma starts the other half, and then you play today, and then you play tomorrow because they just got a whole bunch of players because they were free, and then they just rotating these players, and Messi plays half the games, and then he comes in, plays another. Like Sergio Ramos, has he even played 5 games? I have played more games for PSG than Sergio
And you know
Ramos.
the funny thing? No. I didn't even want to bring Sergio Ramos because you made a statement about Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is 1 or 2 years older than Ramos, right? You let him go, and you bring in Ramos and pay him more than what Thiago's actually.
Yeah. That's the problem with the team builder. Let me get Ibn, and I haven't got. But Thiago, you just hit the nail on the head. That's the problem with the team building, right? It's like senseless. I don't think they have the right people to actually build.
And you know they're paying Ramos more than what Thiago asked for.
I'm sure they would.
That's what is happening, and so that's why I think Thiago took it personal. He came on social media and criticized him because he said,
"Oh, okay."
His wife also came out and said, "You said he's old, but you bring in equally older player and pay him more than what my husband was asking for." It makes no sense, and that should tell you something about the club.
Yeah. So you remember how we started this whole dialogue? I kept emphasizing the importance of like having a team culture. Like, yes, you may have money, and money influence a lot of decisions, but again, if you do not have like the salt to basically make your soup, you're done. And I've actually tried to observe PSG, and I really cannot really pinpoint like, okay, this is the identity. Like, okay, you may fire your coach. Again, when you do fire your coach, what does that do? In the future for you, your objective has always been winning the Champions League. Have you been able to like go past, let's say, quarterfinals into even semis? You haven't been able to do that. So that means that, again, if you do have 2 hits trying to operate an organization, there is always going to be a conflict. And if it's not resolved internally, it translates itself onto the field. And it being on the field, now we see typical example of you having Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe on the field. And these folks are all individuals. Like literally, you can tell that Mbappe is carrying the team. It's like, so think about it. Like if Mbappe doesn't have a good game, right, there is no way in hell that team is going to win the game. And if Mbappe is injured, he's being forced to play a game. Like against Real Madrid, he was injured, so he was forced to play. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like
and I want to say something now. Please, I'm sorry. I want to say something. So see, I don't know if Leonardo and Al Nassr has to say as far as decisions being made, because when Madrid scored the first goal, right, any normal sensible coach would have taken out either Messi, Neymar, not Mbappe because he was having a good day, but he never did. They took out Paredes because at that point you're supposed to, maintain and keep intact, whatever.
You play ugly.
But he couldn't even take. He didn't have the balls to take any of them out. Now, is it because of the owners telling him not to, or because he feels like when he takes one of them out, the ego? But listen, any sensible coach will do that.
Tuchel hinted at that. When Tuchel came at Chelsea, he said something about having the freedom to operate and like him being able to like he feels like he can do a lot with like
that's what he has at Chelsea now.
Exactly, right. And
he didn't have that.
Like you're saying, it has to be that it's a toxic environment to be in. Mm-hmm. It's a very, very toxic environment, and you don't win like that. It seems like the locker room, the locker room is not a together team. And guys, I don't think this Real Madrid team is even that good.
They're not.
I don't think this Real Madrid team. This Real Madrid team is not a team that you see in the semifinal competing for it. This is they're good, but they're not a team that PSG should be struggling against, right? So this is very, like, it's a huge problem where I don't know where they go.
And then after he still didn't take out any of the three, brings in Di Maria. You need to stay. Like, you bringing in Di Maria, you didn't need a goal. You don't need a goal, but you bring in Di Maria, and you still didn't take any of the three guys out. It's just crazy. That was the same thing happening with Tuchel. He couldn't take them out. So I don't know if there's something being told to him from above. It makes no sense because any coach can make that basic decision. The moment they went 1-0 down, when Madrid scored the one goal, Benzema scored the first goal, I was expecting Messi or Neymar out because Neymar was bad on that day. Outside that, I said, so why couldn't he take him out? I have no idea. Now, again, that translates to our point. Is it somebody telling him not to make that decision? Because clearly, Pochettino after this season, he's done. I don't think he's going to stay for another season. It's just the culture of the club. I don't know. It's just sad, and I don't know. But
Evan,
it's crazy.
So what I was going to say is, like, on paper, right? I thought that PSG was going to beat Madrid on paper. Just on paper. Like, you have your Messi, you have your Neymar, you have your Mbappe. That alone should be a game winner right there. But again, to like the point that Yago was making, like, you cannot really put these three together to play a game because you have Messi not running back. You have Neymar that's never not going to freaking defend. So it's unfortunate. And maybe, again, back to your points that y'all making, someone is up there like, listen, we brought in this folks. We paying all this wages. Don't bench them. But I feel like it should be up to the coach's discretion. Like, if the coach wants, like, hey, I'm having a good game, or, okay, if I don't defend, I'm going to lose this game. I should have the autonomy to be able to do that. So if that part of the puzzle is not fixed, I think they're going to keep having those problems over and over. It's going to be a recurrent thing for them.
One last thing about it, PSG has been giving us this kind of performances in even the French league.
They've been suffering this season.
Yeah, they like 3-0 against Nantes and then losing against Nice. Like, they haven't been impressive.
The Coupe de France and all of that.
Yeah, like, they haven't been impressive for a team that good. They're supposed to be dominating, and that's the problem that we're saying. The leadership, and it seems like the crop of the players are not, like, they don't have the right leadership. And we talk about, like, United not having leadership and all that. They do not have a leadership qualities where the base of the team have players that hold people accountable, right? It's just a whole bunch of individuals that have been put into it just to figure it out. Because trust me, if you had leaders in the team that kept everybody accountable and had everybody ready and had people running back, because I know for sure Marquinhos is not screaming at Messi to come back or Neymar to come back.
Wait, are you gonna be? Can you do that?
You can't. Was doing it. That's what I'm saying.
But see, we can say whatever we want to say about this PSG team, but Thiago was that leader. He was the guy. So Marquinhos can't tell Messi track back.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm trying to say? So that's the problem.
They defend with 6 all the time. Every single time you watch them, it's just 6 players.
Messi's just walking around.
He's
walking around. Neymar walking around.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Because there is no reason why a team like Nantes scores 3 goals. 3 goals against PSG. Like, come on. Let's be real here. So that's the problem. Nantes in the Premier League are Norwich at best. Right? And that's the problem with, listen, they need to blow this whole thing. They need to blow it up. They need to let Mbappe go. Let the kid go and flourish somewhere else and get people that
have a say. He has the keys now.
But Yaga, the Al Nassr guy, he does not know anything about football. Leonardo knows about football, but that does not mean that he knows how to build a team. Get people that actually know how to build a team, negotiate contracts, get the right players in.
They're negotiating contracts with Jordan. Oh, yeah. Commercial aspect is good for them.
Exactly. It's all about the commercial aspect of it, right? And like getting Jordan and all that.
Yep. And that's my fear. I don't want that to be my team in the future.
Exactly.
Exactly. But the thing is, football is business now, right?
Of course it
is. Whichever way
but
you
can balance it.
But no, listen,
you can definitely balance it.
No, you can balance it. But if you don't get it, because see, I'm always going to use United. They make a lot of money for the Glazers. They don't care about what's happening on the pitch. You think they care about Maguire? They don't care about. But as a fan, when you watch this guy, you don't get why he's still playing. You get frustrated. You think he has time to even watch a game? They don't. The money is coming in, and that's all they care about. Now, it's different. It's a difference. Abramovich, he loves football. So, of course, if you love football and you have a team, you want your team to play well because he's mostly at the games when he had the chance to, right? There are these other owners, they don't know nothing. And even when you go back to City, their president, the CEO, he loves football. He understands football. Mm-hmm. So he's all involved. Whatever Guardiola wants, he gives to him. You get what I'm trying to say? But if you don't love it and you just want money, you don't care about what is happening on the pitch. You'll probably be thinking about making deals and getting all these commercial whatever. And that's what's going on with PSG. That's what's going on with United. That's what is going on. It's just
at some point with LTFC, at some point you're gonna care because the fans are gonna come out at you. We're gonna fire you.
Yeah.
For how long?
We've seen protests, bro. We've seen
United
Arsenal protests. Like, it's hard to get billionaires out,
at some point we're gonna come at you.
Yeah, but like, what difference does it make?
The fans can't. If you have a right owner and he doesn't want to sell the club, they don't want to make any changes. You know how long? Even when we won the Champions League in 2008, we're still Glazers out. The green and orange,
green and yellow.
The Glazers thing didn't start now. Back when we even won the Champions League, but because we had Ferguson running everything, they couldn't just change that. But the moment he left, you saw the club derail because now they were making the decisions. Bring in a guy who's just business minded, making money for them. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate.
It's the same thing. If you can protest all you want, you know how long Newcastle has been protesting Mike Ashley that he let it go? Like Arsenal has been protesting their owners and Chelsea. I mean, United has been. And then Liverpool protest before FSG came in as well. Yeah. Like, that's a lot of protests. And like you can protest all you want, but if the dude does not want to leave, you cannot force a billionaire to sell. Yeah,
the only reason why Liverpool was so was because they went bankrupt.
Exactly.
That's why they folded. Not because of the pressure from
the guy wanted to leave. Yeah.
So you know what I'm trying to say? If you don't want to sell it, and Mike Ashley, he wanted to sell it because he's just like he needed the money. That's why he sold it, not because he wanted to sell it. Because he was making profit. He wasn't investing in the team. He was making money off the team.
Yeah.
Why would you sell something that you're making money off? You get it?
So I mean,
it's crazy, and that's what is happening at PSG because they're very terrible. Listen, you can't have all these stars in your team
and not get out of the round, bro. And guys, you know how they ended up with Real Madrid, right? Because they couldn't win the group that had Man City in it. If you see them versus Man City, you can tell that they're not even on the same level, bro.
They're not.
Man City lost that first game. They outplayed Man City, but like, sure, you can have Man City on the way. But when they got them at the Etihad, that's when you see like their level. These dudes had Messi laying on the floor trying to block free kicks. Like there is levels to this. Whereas like, I mean, I'm sure they would love Guardiola, but I won't be surprised if Guardiola.
He's not going to go. He's not going to go to PSG. He's not. Because Guardiola wants his control. If he doesn't get that, he's out. That is why he left Bayern Munich because he was having issues with what's his name, the technical director of Bayern Munich. That's why he left. He wants full control. If he doesn't get that, he's not going to be there. So it's just they bottled it, and you know, I was listen. If you give it, I would have preferred to even play PSG at this point.
Look at this guy.
No. We laugh now, but guys, they're a very vulnerable team. Like,
tell me how they even bottled it against us.
Yeah.
That United team was not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That team was not because they didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
And you lost against United 3-1.
Yeah.
Home? Come on.
After leading the first leg.
After leading 2-0.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're very bad. And it's something beyond the coach, something beyond the players. It's just, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but they have to fix it ASAP because it's not a good look. You have Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Come on.
I did when they did get all those free transfers in August, I was like $0. I mean $0.
Oh yeah, I was scared to that. Yeah. I was very scared.
No, I wasn't. I told you that was what was going to happen, and it happened.
I mean, Hakimi, Sergio, all these free players. Even the Liverpool guy, he's not even been playing.
Yeah, Wijnaldum is having a horrible time there. He wants to leave.
He wanted money.
Yeah, but like he left Liverpool where he was a co-hero to. Sometimes it's decisions you make, and it doesn't go well. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's our episode, guys. From me, from Ibn, from Yaga. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back again when crazy things are happening, as always. All right, guys.
We'll be back again when United wins the Champions League.
Champions League. Hey,